Rain pounded the rusted rooftop of Jared's remote outpost like drumfire. He sat by the low-burning hearth, boots kicked off, feet thawing after a long patrol shift through the borderlands. His assignment on Varelli's 4 was meant to be quiet, an old Terran mining colony turned halfway house for peacekeepers and drifters. But tonight something was off. The knock came just after midnight. Faint, hesitant, then again 3 times. Jared rose cautiously, hand drifting to the stun pistol on his belt. No one visited this deep into the hills, especially not during a storm. He unlocked the heavy door and pulled it open just enough to peer out. There, soaked to the bone and trembling, stood a woman, not human. She was tall, nearly his height, with wet silver hair clinging to a sharp, ridged face. Her skin glistened with pale lavender hues under the rain. A long scar ran across her left eye, and her thin tunic barely concealed her warrior-like physique. "Please," she said, voice hoarse. "Let me in." He stared for a beat too long. She clutched her arms around herself, shivering. "I mean you no harm. I'm not here to steal. I just need shelter." He stepped aside without another word. Chapter 2. Her name was Silari. Jared handed her a towel and gestured toward the fire. She knelt beside it, her long fingers trembling as she tried to dry herself. He watched her warily. "You're not from this quadrant, are you?" he asked. "No," she replied, voice calmer now. "I'm Silari. My people call me a broken blade." "Sounds poetic." "Sounds like I was discarded," she said flatly. He offered her a cup of rehydrated broth. She accepted it with both hands, drinking greedily. "I used to be part of the Yulna warrior caste," she said between sips. "I commanded legions, fought in the Ember Rebellion. Then I was captured, sold, taped, then 4 years." Jared didn't speak. He'd seen the scars on her arms, shackles, lashes, things worse. "I have nowhere left to go," she said softly, almost ashamed. "That's why I'm here." "Why here?" She hesitated, locking eyes with him. Her gaze didn't waver. "Because humans have a strange kindness. I've seen it. And because I'm not just looking for shelter." He tilted his head. "I came because I want a future. One with someone who won't see me as a weapon." She inhaled shakily. "My body is strong. I can bear strong children. I would be loyal if you'd have me. Just let me stay. Let me in." Jared stared at her, stunned. Not by the offer, by the desperation behind it. Chapter 3. A place by the fire. For weeks, Silari stayed. She helped fix the antenna when winds knocked it loose. She silently cooked over open flame, her people's recipes full of earthy roots and salted proteins. She even learned to patch uniforms, clumsy stitches but functional. The outpost felt less like a tomb and more like a home. And yet, there were lines she would not cross. Every night, she slept on the woven mat beside the hearth, never closer. She'd offered herself once, in the moment of desperation. But Jared had refused. "Not like this," he said. She didn't understand. "You think I'm lying?" she demanded one evening, voice cracking. "That this is some trick?" "No," he said quietly. "I think you were desperate to be valued. And I won't take advantage of that. If we ever cross that line, it won't be because you think you have to." Her eyes shone with unshed tears, but she nodded. Chapter 4. Fire and Steel. 1 month later, the patrol drones went silent. Jared knew the signs. Pirates, maybe. Slavers, more likely. He prepped the outpost for defense, checking fuel cells, calibrating sentry turrets. Silari helped, her old instincts coming back too easily. "Are you afraid?" she asked as they bolted steel plating to the windows. "No," he lied. She gave a wry smile. "I am." He paused. "You've fought wars." She nodded. "But I've never had anything to lose before." The words hung heavy between them. Dusk, the raiders came. Small skiffs dropped from the clouds like hornets. Half human, half karate mercs, their faces masked and their weapons pulsing with plasma coils. The first wave fell to Jared's traps. The second, Silari met with blade and fury. He watched, stunned, as she carved through armored bodies with her curved knife and a broken polearm she'd reforged from a rusted pipe. She didn't fight like someone trained. She fought like someone who had survived every kind of nightmare. By sunrise, the ground outside the outpost was littered with twisted wrecks and scorched soil. Jared, limping from a gash on his thigh, found her kneeling beside one of the bodies. Her hands were stained, her breath ragged. "I didn't want to be this again," she whispered. "You saved us," he said. "I wanted to be something else for once." Chapter 5. The line crossed. That night, he found her sitting on the edge of her mat, arms wrapped around her knees. She was silent as he approached, until he knelt beside her and reached for her hand. "Come," he said softly. "You've earned a place by my side. Not just on the floor." She turned her face to him, disbelief written in every line. "You still want me?" she asked, voice trembling. "I want you, Silari. Not for your blade. Not for your strength. Just you." He helped her to her feet. Their first embrace was awkward, metallic armor plates clinking, her tension betraying years of fear and rejection. But slowly it softened. Her forehead pressed to his chest. His arms wrapped around her waist. "You don't have to prove anything anymore," he murmured. Tears slipped silently down her cheeks. Chapter 6. Roots beneath the snow. Months passed. Spring came to the highlands. Jared filed reports with command requesting long-term settlement. Silari began cultivating a garden out of the nutrient-sparse soil, using techniques her mother taught her as a child. They built a second room to the outpost. Silari no longer flinched at night sounds. Jared no longer spoke like a man waiting to be reassigned. And when she came to him one early morning, hands resting on her lower belly, eyes wide with hesitant hope, he knew before she spoke. "I think I carry life," she whispered. He held her close, heart thundering, not just because of what it meant for them, but because of what it meant for her. A life born not from slavery, not from conquest, but from choice. From love. Chapter 7. A new name, a new life. The midwife arrived weeks later from the nearest human colony. She'd never delivered a hybrid birth before, but Silari's health was impeccable. Jared stayed up every night. He read ancient Terran poems to Silari while she rested. She painted symbols on the baby's future cradle, glyphs for protection, strength, and peace. When labor came, it was brutal. Yulna births were powerful, violent things, and her body, though strong, strained against the effort. Jared never left her side. And when their child was placed in her arms, a small, silver-eyed girl with tiny ridges on her cheeks and soft human hands, Silari wept. "She's ours," she whispered, her voice ragged but proud. "She's the first of a new story," Jared said. Silari looked up at him, tears tracking her cheeks. "Thank you for giving me this." He shook his head, brushing her damp hair back. "No, you gave us this." Epilogue. At the threshold again. Years later, a visitor arrived at the same outpost.